As we are moving into our new life cycle, it is important that we are mission and vision focused. As you can see from the graphic that's been shared many times, if we're starting a new life cycle, seeking God's vision for our church is one of the most important steps. To begin, let's talk about the difference between mission and vision. Mission is the purpose for the church, the reason we exist. Every church exists to make disciples of Jesus Christ, as Matthew 28 indicates. To take this a step further, the Global Methodist Church has adopted its own mission to make new disciples of Jesus Christ who worship passionately, love extravagantly, and witness boldly. The mission of our church has been clearly laid out for us by the words of Jesus. We can embrace this as our mission because it is the mission of all Christians and all churches. Vision, on the other hand, is unique to the Connexion Church of Kokomo, Indiana. A church's vision is to connect its purpose, its identity, and its narrative. This is the unique method our church uses to make disciples in our city and in our neighborhoods. Vision unites us. Vision provides accountability, and vision inspires and motivates. I'm reminded of the story of a pastor who had a conversation with workers during the construction of his large, beautiful church. The pastor passed by a construction worker on the way inside and said to him, "What are you doing?" The man said, "I am laying a brick." He walked down further and said to another worker, "What are you doing?" This worker said, "I'm building a cathedral." There's an amazing difference in the mind and heart of a person who's just laying brick and one who's building a cathedral. One has vision, the other doesn't. One understands the larger purpose, the other doesn't. One is motivated and inspired, the other is not. Having a vision means speaking to potential. We are seeing and believing what is possible, not just with our human hands and eyes, but through our faith and courage in God. So, we are asking for your input as we work to create a vision for the Connexion Church. Before we start, will you pause here for a moment and pray over this process we are about to undergo? So, how do we create a vision that's specific to the Connexion Church at both of our campuses? According to the book Mission Possible by Kay Cotan and Blake Bradford, vision emerges from the sweet spot of the gifts of your congregation, the passions of your leaders, and the needs of your community. So, we're going to ask you to choose a leader in your class to guide the next part of this group discussion. You will also need someone to write down responses as the group brainstorms. I'm going to continue with the video, but if you need to reverse or rewind and back up to get to these next questions, feel free to do that once you've finished watching the whole video. I'm going to ask you to brainstorm and answer 3 different questions. Please use the posters and markers provided. Question number 1, what are the gifts of our congregation? Question number 2, what are the passions of our members and leaders? And question number 3, what are the needs of our communities? I would like for you to consider both campuses as much as you can as you answer these questions. And before you get started, I have one final thought. The future is uncharted territory. It always brings some level of risk and discomfort with it. But forward-thinking vision is necessary. It's necessary because the Great Commission is still not complete. The church is still called to be actively spreading the gospel. I am certain that Paul had no idea early in his ministry how he was going to accomplish the task put before him by God. Yet, near the end of his life, in Acts 26:19, Paul says, "I was not disobedient to the heavenly vision." God gave Paul a vision, and it was this vision that kept him on track. My hope is that we, through the ministries of the Connexion Church, can do the same.